Hi, and welcome to the Tri-State Dirt Track Report. I'm Doug Collins. This week, Mother Nature played havoc on a couple of the area tracks, while another gets off to a cool night of hot racing. The Tri-State Dirt Track Report is being brought to you by Humphrey Transport and Towing in Shullsburg, Wisconsin, the ones you can count on, and by Robbins Precision Machine. Robbins Precision Machine, located in New Diggins, Wisconsin. And also brought to you by Tony's Tap Bar and Grill in beautiful Mineral Point, Wisconsin. Coming up in this edition of the Tri-State Dirt Track Report will be our driver segment, as we'll talk to one of the local guys who are piloting a race car this season, one of the area speedways. Before we get to that, let's see what happened this last weekend at the local tracks. And of course, that would be the weather. The weather this last week played a big part in racing activity all around the upper Midwest, including the Lafayette County Speedway in Darlington, Wisconsin. The Darlington Stock Car Association was hoping to get a second week of racing in the books, but it just wasn't to be. Late afternoon rain and cool temps left the folks in Darlington no choice but to cancel last Friday's races. They're going to try again Friday night, May 20th, with all 5 classes running, including the Virtue Motors, Darlington Auto Supply, and Darlington Electronics and Technology late models. Also on hand will be the Kojak Excavating and Trucking A Modifieds, the Ubersox Auto Group B Modifieds, the Rough Equipment Company Stock Mods, and the K&L Bobcat 4-cylinders. And at the intermission on Friday night, you'll have a chance to meet and greet the 4-cylinder drivers, including reigning champion number 99 Lance Butson from Darlington. Just a quick reminder, there will be no racing on Friday night, May 27th at the Lafayette County Speedway. And as always, more information can be found online at LafayetteCountySpeedway.com. And you can follow them on Facebook and Twitter too. This is the Tri-State Dirt Track Report, and it's being brought to you in part by Tony's Tap Bar and Grill in Mineral Point, Wisconsin. Relax with your favorite beverage at one of the coziest family-operated bars around. Tony's Tap is known for their friendly service and great food. Recently voted by the Iowa County, Wisconsin residents as having the best burgers and the best bartender. That's Tony Pitts. The burgers, they're half-pounders and mouth-watering. And that Friday fish fry, really popular, as that draws people from all over the area. And direct access to the Cheese Country Trail makes Tony's Tap a real popular destination spot all year long. So no matter if you're on a four-wheeler or snowmobiles, you can stop by and see the folks at Tony's Tap. That's Tony's Tap Bar and Grill, located on Commerce Street in Mineral Point, Wisconsin. This is the Tri-State Dirt Track Report, as we're taking a look at area racetracks in the Tri-State region. Well, it wasn't any better as far as the weather went for the Farley Speedway Friday night. The folks from Simmons Promotion Incorporated waited until 4 o'clock Friday afternoon before they pulled the plug on their scheduled races. Well, they're hoping for better weather this coming weekend, as the Farley Speedway will be featuring the IMCA late models, Northern Sport Modifieds, Hobby Stock, and the IMCA Sport Compacts. And along with that, also the SPI stock cars. For more information on the Farley Speedway, you can go to their website. It's SimmonsPromotionsInc.com. And you can follow them on Facebook too. It's time for our driver segment on the Tri-State Dirt Track Report, and it's being brought to you by Humphrey Transport and Towing in Shullsburg, Wisconsin. Humphrey Transport and Towing, the one you can count on. I'm Doug Collins, and I recently had a chance to talk to Mike Whiteman from Dubuque. Up until this season, Mike was the driver of the Stealth 37XA Modified, but this year, making the transition to late model racing. You'll see Mike in that familiar blue-colored 37X racer at the area tracks this year in the late model division. Known as the Centralia Kid, I asked him during our time together if that name came from starting his racing career at an early age.
Oh, I actually started racing bicycles when I was about 10 years old, and I raced bicycles for about 11 years, and just kind of wore my body out a little bit, and kind of transferred over into the stock car race, and I always wanted to race stock cars when I was younger, but it just took some time to get going,
We're talking with Michael Whiteman from Dubuque, local tri-state racer, and I asked him about early influences in his career.
Oh, when I first started racing, I'd say probably the biggest influence when I first started racing was Bruce Current is a friend of mine from Macokota, Iowa, and he actually built the first car that I had. But I probably drew most of the experience I had off him, as far as setup and stuff like that, But when I first started racing, raced against like Dwayne Colson and Steve Asheim and Ron Schilling, and those guys are all really helpful to me when I started racing. I was actually accepted pretty well by the group when I started, so it was a good deal when I started.
This is the Tri-State Dirt Track Report. I'm Doug Collins, and we're talking today to Michael Weideman, local racer, and during our conversation, I asked Mike about today's economy and how it's changed the face of racing. And secondly, is there a way to help the local racers?
I think everybody's kind of hurting right now with the way the economy is. I don't see a lot of new people coming into the sport for that reason itself. I think that the local promoters are going to have to really kind of get together, and they're going to have to support the racers because, with not many new people coming in racing, you got to keep the people that you did have, So I think that the promoters are going to have to look more at the racers now and work with the racers more so than ever to keep the cars at the track.
That's Michael Weideman from Dubuque, Iowa, joining us on the driver segment of the Tri-State Dirt Track Report. I want to thank Michael for joining us. Our driver segment is brought to you by Humphrey Transport and Towing in Schultzburg, Wisconsin. You need to be towed, you make sure you call Humphrey's Transport and Towing first. Call them at 608-965-3197. That's 608-965-3197. From small jobs to the big rigs, they take care of it all for you. Humphreys also offers a full line of auto repair in their shop on Dunbarton Road, just east of Schultzburg, Wisconsin. And you're looking for parts? Whether it be new, rebuilt, or used, they have it for you. Humphrey Transport and Towing. Again, the number 608-965-3197. Humphreys Transport and Towing, the one you can count on. This is the Tri-State Dirt Track Report, and I'm Doug Collins. We want to pass along congratulations to the 2010 track champions at the Dubuque Speedway. They included Terry Neal in the late model division. A modified champ was Ron Barker. In the B mods, it was Jed Freiberger. Jerry Miles in the stock car class, and limited stock champ was Tim Schneider. Pat Quinn, he was the champ in the Farley Flyers. And with that said, the 2011 Dubuque Speedway season got underway Sunday night with the Spring Championships at the Dubuque County Fairgrounds. With 6 classes of racing this season, they'll bring another full night of racing every Sunday night to the Dubuque track. This year, they're going to feature the IMCA late models, the Northern Sport modifieds, hobby stock, sport compacts, and also the SPI stock cars. Mother Nature brought a cool and windy day to kick off the season, but the racing was hot, as someone on Facebook pointed out. In the late model division, champion Terry Neal from last season captured the first checkered flag of the year in dramatic form as he won the 35-lap feature. Brian Harris was leading, but crashed in the white flag lap just a quarter lap away from the checkered flag. On that green-white checkered restart, Neal shot down low and never looked back. Ray Gus Jr. took full advantage of the restart and ended up in second place with Luke Murfeld, Jim Brokus, and Joel Callahan rounding out the top 5. In other action, veteran Ron Barker from Dubuque overcame mechanical issues, and he won the 25-lap IMCA modified feature with Tony Vandreski in second and Mark Schulte in third. Maquoketa native Tim Current won the 15-lap stock car feature. He beat out Joe Bonney in second place and third-place finisher Jerry Miles. Jeremy Campbell, he grabbed the win in the hobby stock division. Brandon Beshen placed second, and Nick Widmeyer scored a third-place finish in that race. In the sport compacts, John Fleury's dream of winning a national title started with a win. He beat out Bryce Garnhart and Gabe Schrader. And Corey Tharp wins the sport modified feature, taking the 8-lap race checkered flag. Hope Schmierbach finished second. This is the Tri-State Dirt Track Report. It's brought to you in part by Robbins Precision Machine, located on County W in New Diggins, Wisconsin. For all your engine machining needs, make sure you see the guys at RPM. That's RPM, Robbins Precision Machine. They'll repair everything from lawnmowers to stock cars. RPM offers cylinder head rebuilding, 3-angle valve jobs, tractor repair, short block machining, flywheel grinding, and dyno services too. Robbins Precision Machine is also very competitive on all ag products. Make sure you call them today, 608-965-3820. That's 608-965-3820. RPM, Robbins Precision Machine in New Diggins, Wisconsin. Next week on the Tri-State Dirt Track Report, we'll once again run down what's happening at the local dirt tracks. We'll feature one of the local drivers, and we'll also, in the near future, be chatting with Cleet Campbell. Cleet's a sports writer and has been covering stock car racing in the Dubuque area for the Dubuque Telegraph-Herald newspaper. The Tri-State Dirt Track Report. It's a production of Doug Collins Productions and DougCollinsProductions.com. Thanks to our sponsors, Robbins Precision Machine in New Diggins, Humphrey Transport and Towing of Shalsburg, and by Tony's Tap Bar and Grill in Mineral Point. We'll see you at your local track.